interesting is the way he challenges the black elite. He talks about the black elite that's on TV and speaks that honest truth that we've always talked about on this platform, that a lot of times the worst ideas get out to the black community because the Negroes on TV care nothing about actually going in and building for the community. And the reason they don't is because if they do that, they'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball. They'll be punished. They'll be taken off the platform and replaced by somebody who plays ball.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Salute, and welcome to Class Squad. How y'all feeling? It's your host, Mr. Goodbread, and I'm with the Dean of the Righteous Fear. Okay, Izzy, what's going on, brother?
Mr. Goodbread, how you doing? Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing? How you doing? How's the class doing today? I hope y'all having a really, really wonderful night. The dean is doing great, but I hope y'all doing better. Let's get it in, Goodbread. Let's get it in.
Let's get it in, y'all. So keep in mind, guys, we do not cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, or your emotions. We gonna cater to the truth. We gonna cater to common sense, and we is not gonna let anybody complicate it. All right, guys?
That's right. That's right.
So today we're going to talk about the real story behind the very first Thanksgiving. Over here on this channel, guys, all I try to do is I try to detach y'all from the ways of the world, because the ways of the world is controlling how you think, how you look, how you move, and you don't have any control over that, but you do. But y'all give it, y'all forfeit y'all control to the ways of the world, and that is totally against our creator. That's all I do. All I do is tell you the truth. I tell you the truth. And a lot of us run around here looking like fools playing this calendar game, guys. You don't need the calendar to tell you when to eat good. You should be eating good every single day. Every single day. You don't need the calendar to tell you you love somebody. You should love on the people you love on every day. You don't need the calendar to tell you when to buy somebody a gift, guys. When to blow some fireworks, when to celebrate, y'all got these people taking all your money. And this one right here, guys, it starts the last money grab. This the last cash grab government Satan Zaddy have set in place to take all of y'all money. Those of you that cannot stay emotional intelligent, gonna get all your money taken, and you gonna start the year 2025 off behind the eight ball, feeling like a victim, blaming the white man. When the white man, well, government saying Zaddy, he do got y'all. He present the choice, and the choice is yours. So it's not the white man, because the decision on the choice is yours. You see, the choice may be rolled out to you by Zaddy, but that decision, you know what I mean? Because we all get those choices. Like, and government Zaddy roll those choices out to me too. But my decision gets me different results. Your decision, what decision are you making? What decision are you making? That's what that's about. But today we're going to
Right.
talk about it, guys. We broke down how government Satan Zaddy, bro. Everything in our basic instructions, everything in our Bible that's here for us to celebrate and to love on each other, free. And it's free. Love is free, right? They done let government Satan Zaddy swoop on in and monetize it. Monetize it now.
That's right.
Okay, you want to hit them with the MGTOW, our MGTOW Bible verse right here. This is our MGTOW Bible verse.
100, 100. We got Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect.
Absolutely. Now, you remember when we did that Sodom and Gomorrah story over here? And Abraham sat there and said, no, God, it's 50 people. It's 100 people. And God said, man, and he knew Abraham was playing. Even though Abraham, he meant well. Abraham, he, you know what I mean? He thought it was 50 people that believed. 50 people that believed. God, how many people was it, yo? It was less than 4. Less than 4 people got out of Sodom and Gomorrah alive.
That's right.
And that's because a lot of people is addicted to the ways of the world. They want to believe they're following the word of God. They want to believe they're on their way to freedom. But a lot of people have conformed to the ways of this world, and you're not supposed to do that.
For sure. You get a false understanding of this world, and then as soon as you start regurgitating your little understanding that you done gained from your little false world, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. And out of that comes children, out of that comes teachings, out of that comes families, etc., which confuses the world. And this is what we're looking at today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. So got a couple of scriptures. You know, we're gonna do some reading before we get into the video. But okay, Z, before we get into the reading, what is one of the things you thankful for? What is one of the things you most thankful for on a daily basis?
If I'm gonna name one, I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for the Most High God, and God's order. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for the fact that the Most High gave us an order, and that doesn't change. The Most High gave us an order, and it might be uncomfortable, it might be comfortable, it might be something that you want to do, something that you don't want to do, but it's always right. It's always righteous. I am very thankful for that, because with that code, with that blueprint, you can't lose. So I can tell you one of those things is that, which I just said.
That's real, B. That's real rap. Okay, Izzy. That's so true in what you said right there on some real G joint, man. On some G joint. That's real. I'm thankful for that. And I'm also thankful for my family, the family that I created. That's what I'm thankful on a daily, though, guys. Because remember, we don't need the calendar to tell us when we are thankful for stuff. We don't need the calendar to tell us when we're thankful for stuff. We should be thankful for being here. We should be thankful for being a child of God every single day. Every single day. But along with being a child of God, I am thankful for the ability to just raise my family the way I need to. I'm thankful that my family, the one I created. Now I'm not responsible for the family that I was created into. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the family I get to put my fingerprints on.
Right.
I'm thankful for each and every last one of them, including Mrs. Goodbrad, especially Mrs. Goodbrad.
And salute to you, good Brad, because what you said is very important, not only to people out there, but myself, because that's not only what I've always wanted when I was younger, but that's something I aspire to do. I'm 33 years old, and I unfortunately don't have a family right now. I ain't gonna say unfortunately, but I don't have my own family right now as far as what I created. And another thing is, I was supposed to have a child, but she aborted the baby. So it's music to my ears to hear that you are doing what you're doing, and you're a motivation to myself. I know I got a big bro that I can call on when I need advice, if I so happen to have a family. So believe me when I say this, that's a blessing. I wish I was able to say that, but I just can't say that because I'm a single man right now. But salute to you. We appreciate you for putting your foot forth, bro.
Yo, okay, man, I got mad love for you, bro. I love you, bro. I want you to know that. And
Right back at you.
my good brads, I love y'all, bro. I love y'all. Cause I'm not one of those dudes that be running around here looking for acceptance, y'all. Cause in real life, I get mad love. You feel me? So I'm not one of them dudes on YouTube or on social media running around here looking for acceptance. But when you guys let me in and y'all accept me just off the rip, me and all my flaws, cause y'all know Mr. Goodbread, he funny, he whatever you want to call me, but he very flawed. Like something wrong with him. He not perfect, but he just, you know what I mean. And y'all let me in. Y'all let me in, and I'm thankful for y'all. I'm thankful for my Goodbreads, yo. One time, yo. One time. Hold up. And that's on a daily, not just today, because the calendar reads Thanksgiving is tomorrow. On a daily, on a daily basis, I'm thankful for all my good brothers that just let me in. Just let me in and grow with me. Because remember, when we first came, when we first came and when we first started to bubble, right? What did we say, bro? We said we not here to stand in the front of the room or in the front of the channel and just
Mhm.
be a dictatorship. This gonna have to be a total team effort, right? We gonna grow together.
Right. We
We
don't
gonna
care
grow
about that.
together. I'm just not gonna stay here and try to wait for shit to get all perfect. I don't wait till I know the whole course. I don't gotta know the whole course till I take the first step. And I figure the shit out as I go. But I'm gonna take them steps, and as we get there, we gonna figure it out. And the fact that you guys, you know what I mean, y'all didn't just jump off the bandwagon. Like, y'all rode with me through the dope lives, through some very difficult lives, through some trash lives, but we have grown together and y'all have stayed there. Y'all, you know what I mean? I'm thankful for that, bro.
Right.
Anything else, okay, Izzy, you got to be thankful for before we get on to the next segment?
No, for sure, for sure. I'm thankful for the Good Bread family. I'm thankful for my family for bringing me forth. I'm thankful that I'm still alive. I could have not been here. I'm thankful for folks like yourself, folks uh, that actually understand what's going on. I'm thankful for the fact that there's people that actually got sense in this world,
Right.
because a lot of us find ourselves in spaces where we don't see hope in people. And when you actually do see hope in not just one person, but multiple people, it gives you more motivation. So those are other things I am thankful about. You asked me about one, but I do have multiple. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thankful for all of that. And it's not because of Thanksgiving, guys. This is something that I've been thankful for the past couple years. for the past couple decades. Okay.
Facts. Now, when you go through this Bible, when you go through our basic instructions, gang, God don't talk about no Thanksgiving as no feast. He never in the Bible do he talk about Thanksgiving in the terms of turkey and that. Just like the wedding, right? Just like the wedding and the marriage. Never in our basic instructions do he ever say, oh, you got to walk down this aisle and you got to pay for everybody plate and you got to go stand to the government and get the government all in your business. Never did he ever say. You're not gonna find that in the basic instructions. You're not. That's that add-on stuff that the government sayings that he use to monetize it, right? The same thing. You ain't gonna find no feast, cause honestly, boo-boo the fool. The big feast in the Bible is Easter. So look, government sayings that he thirsty. He's so thirsty, he fucked that up. He fucked that up. He got us following eggs and Easter eggs and bunny rabbits on Easter, and Easter is really the Last Supper. Easter is the Thanksgiving feast, and how the Last Supper and that Thanksgiving feast correlates to this Thanksgiving. It's so spooky, guys. You saw that? You saw how that tie in right there? Because the Last
Right.
Supper represents Easter in our basic instructions. And we also know at the Last Supper, God said that somebody gonna betray him, right? You know what I mean? A group of people ate at a table and it was a betrayal, right? That is similar to the history of Thanksgiving, guys. A betrayal. So with that said, let's do some reading and then we're gonna get back to the betrayal of Thanksgiving and how they sold you. Because what you might have learned in your little school, you know what I mean? Those of you that got the degrees on the wall and stuff, what you might have learned is a lie. Like everything in this world, if you go with the ways of the world, you probably believe in a lie. And I can guarantee you're not doing it by the way of God. I don't care how many times you go to church. If you going with the ways of the world, you are not doing it by the way of God, and you is not getting in there, man. Matthews, we can go to the Matthew. You know what he said in Matthews. Right? I'm a
Hey,
Christian. Every Christian ain't a Christian. So let's stop playing. Let's stop going with the ways of the world. And let's get to this basic instructions before leaving Earth for ourselves. Remove the middleman. Get you a Bible reader if you need to. But remove the middleman. The middleman is controlling how you see this. You want your perspective of these words. Let's get it, okay?
that's right. Let's go.
In no particular order, you know what I mean? Just some things that God mentioned when he say Thanksgiving in the Bible. What you supposed to be thankful for. That's all he gonna tell you.
Philippines chapter 4, verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God.
Okay. One more time, my G. This is a powerful one right here, because this is for
That's right.
all the folks that like to play a victim and waiting for somebody to give them something. Nobody
Yeah.
is coming to give you anything. You got to go get it. And when we say go get it, we mean you got to make towel. You got to remove yourself from the ways of the world, go the other way to God. To God. Giving him thanks through prayer and supplication. One more time, bro. They be thinking I make this stuff up, okay? I'm like,
Nope.
all I do is live this in real life. It don't
And
matter
wisdom
what
been
my
here.
name is. It don't matter what my real name is. It don't matter what I look like. The facts gonna be the facts. Even if I look how I look or my name was my name and you go search it up and you found out that I was whatever you want to find out. These facts are still the facts. My channel still remains 100% genuine, authentic. The real. Go ahead, okay? One more time.
Philippines chapter 4, verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, including Thanksgiving, guys. All right. Don't be anxious until November comes so you can give thanks. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God.
Exactly, bro. Stop looking for stuff from people. Let your requests be known to God. Ask and you shall receive. But make sure you asking from the right person. Message. All right, y'all? Real rap.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Let's
We got
get it.
Psalms chapter 7, verse 17. I will give the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness, and I will sing his praise to the name of the Lord, the Most High.
Absolutely. That's who we supposed to be giving thanks to, guys. Did y'all give thanks to the Most High? Did y'all give thanks to the Most High yet? Know what I mean, that's the only thing we supposed to be giving thanks to. He ain't say nothing about no meal. He ain't tell you to go into debt. He ain't tell you to go into debt. Some of y'all is spending y'all last dollar to go with the ways of the world. Y'all spending valuable money that y'all need. Y'all could start the 2025 off right. Right. Not borrowing, not hiding from people. You know what I mean? Not ducking because you got to pay people their money back, not in debt. If you stop playing this let's pretend game, yo, like it's easy, it's simple, y'all. But you know what I mean? Last but not least, bro, this is self-explanatory too, bro. If you want, you can read it one more time. But this is self-explanatory, bro. But this is what he mean by Thanksgiving. Thanks.
Psalms chapter 7, verse 17. I will give the Lord, I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord, the Most High. It didn't say we're going to wait till November 28th to do that. It didn't say you got to wait till the end of the year to do that. It didn't say you got to go buy somebody food stamps so you can get a Thanksgiving turkey. I'm going to read it again in case y'all didn't hear it. Psalm chapter 7, verse 17. I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness, which is all year round, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord, the Most High.
Let's get it.
We got Colossians chapter 3, verse 15 through 17. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him.
Let's go. One more time. Let's break this thing down. This one good.
I was waiting on you to break it down. Good, Rick.
This one good. I just had to let it be clear. Let it be clear, because this is not, you know what I mean? This is what make us unique, because we ain't gonna just sit up here and preach, you know what I mean, and not show you like, oh, he made that up. No. This is in our book. We put the scripture there, everything. You come on, let's go, okay. We ain't got too much explaining. What's understood don't need to be explained. Salute 5,000. Where 5,000 at?
Colossians chapter 3, verse 15 through 17. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts.
And he said, peace. So you got to do whatever is in your power to remain peaceful. Get rid of all that obnoxiousness that's in your environments. Get rid of it, because you got to want your peace. Your peace is priceless. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. You got to be at your peace, just like Christ.
And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. to which indeed you were called in one body. And be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly.
All right, the word of Christ dwell in you, not the stuff you want to think, not the stuff your mama taught you or your daddy taught you. It got to be the word of Christ. Where's the word of Christ? It's in that book that they said you could hide something if you know what I mean? You want to keep a black person in the dark? Put something in the book. Put the answer in the book. And the book is the Bible, guys. That's the book. That's where the word of God is. That's the book. Okay.
Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God.
And see, these demons, they come in these doors, these bald head roaches, they fly in these doors, and they hear us talking, and we be doing exactly what he said. All wisdom and what to one another, admonishing one another in all wisdom and singing and hymns and spiritual songs. That's us. That's what we doing over here. That's what that means to us. And the demons come through the doors and they just get spooked, and then they start hating and they throw nasty stuff in the chat because the world is wicked. Not too many people gonna go. Not too many people gonna go, bro. You know how many people got out of Sodom and Gomorrah. That right there, that story, Sodom and Gomorrah, lets you know. Don't let nobody trick you, bro. Don't let nobody trick you. They're going to try to pretend, oh, no. God know my heart. God know my heart and all this other crap. Nah, man, you's a demon. You a demon. You a demon. That story alone lets you know it's demons running around here, and they pretend very well. And they get mad when you call them out, though. They want to fight you when you call them out, though. They all want to be right, but ain't none of them do any reading, and they ain't do this type of reading to really be right. But they want to be right. They want to be better than you. They want $100,000 nigga.
Yes, they do. And no, they don't.
Smoking crack. Yo, let's finish this up.
Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. And that's an important one right there, guys. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly. So you don't have to be singing and dancing and doing the Holy Ghost and waiting to a holiday or waiting for you to go to church so you can act like you the word of God is in you. You don't have to wait for that. Let it dwell in you, even when you by yourself, even when you're around your colleagues. You understand what I'm saying? You got to let that word of Christ dwell in you richly. That's what it means when it say richly, not money wise, but spiritually wise or religiously, whatever, however you want to call it, however you want to paint it. Teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him.
That's a fact. All right, bro. Now let's get it. Let's get to this Thanksgiving and how they sold it to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hit that like button on the way in, guys. That's how you help the channel.
To most Americans, the Pilgrims of Plymouth, Massachusetts are the iconic inspiration for today's Thanksgiving feast. After the winter of 1620 killed almost half of their people, the colonists formed a relationship with the neighboring Wampanoag tribe, who taught them about fishing, planting, and hunting. By autumn of 1621, the colonists had collected enough food to feed the community through the coming winter. The Wampanoags joined the colonists for a 3-day feast in honor of their bounty. The feast probably did not include our...
Now, I bet you a couple of things already went over your head. A couple of things already went over y'all head spiritually though. Y'all not paying attention. You know why it was so cold when they got there? Cause they ass didn't belong over there. That's why it was a rough winter for them. And did y'all peep how they linked with them, had them teach them how to do things, and then got crazy? Man, let me play that back, y'all. Y'all got to pay attention, man. If it was some booties, if it was some doo-doo shaking on here, hold on, let me wake y'all up. Make sure y'all paying attention, yo.
Give
If it
it
was
to
some
him. Give it
doo-doo
to him.
shaking on here, y'all be paying attention, yo. Hold on, where the doo-doo at, yo? Let me wake them up, yo. Class is not up right now, man. Hold on, man.
Got a big old booty, and everybody says she's a fine booty. The booty is where the doo-doo is, boy. Put there by God, that's the garbage can. So how you get so messed up with this white boy? You think the bigger the booty, the finer it is. That's like going to Kmart. You see a big old garbage can, that's the filth. And now we can convince her she wants switching that big old booty and all of that. It ain't nothing but doo-doo in there.
To most Americans, the Pilgrims of Plymouth, Massachusetts are the iconic inspiration for today's Thanksgiving feast. After the winter of 1620 killed almost half of their people, the colonists formed a relationship with the neighboring Wampanoag tribe, who taught them about fishing, planting, and hunting. By autumn of 1621, the colonists had collected enough food to feed the community through the coming winter. The Wampanoags joined the colonists for a 3-day feast in honor of their bounty. The feast probably did not include our modern Thanksgiving staple, turkey. More likely, the colonists and Wampanoags dined on roast goose, along with corn, codfish, and lobster. This 1620...
Yeah, now you see how they always changing some shit? Like, how they always changing some shit? How we end up with a turkey? Like, how we end up with a turkey, bro? Izzy, how we end up with a turkey if we was whining and dining on that?
The ways of the world. That's all I got to say about that part.
One harvest meal is now commonly thought of as the first Thanksgiving. Yet for later generations of colonists, New England days of Thanksgiving had little to do with the 1621 harvest festival. Theirs was a religious holiday, descended from Puritan days of fasting, prayer, and giving thanks to God. Every autumn...
Well, see what I mean? Everything that ain't require money and had all to do with God or the children. Because remember, guys, Mother's Day, right? The original Mother's Day was kids wrote a handwritten letter to their mother giving praise for Mother's Day, honoring their mother, a handwritten letter, and then they go and have a dinner and eat. That was Mother's Day. That was Mother's Day. Hallmark came along and said, I'll write the letters to the moms and charge the fathers to buy the card. And this how they infiltrate the family. This how the devil infiltrate the family through the calendar, y'all. I don't make this stuff up, man. Y'all just want to be stupid all the time. But okay, did I say anything that did not make sense?
No, you didn't say nothing that didn't make sense. And on top of that, not just the Hallmark did that to the for the sons, they did it to the baby fathers, they did it to the nephews, they did it to the uncles, they did it for everybody in the family. So now everybody in the family finna go to Hallmark and pay them the money so they can thank that mama love. You understand what I'm saying? It was originally, like you said, supposed to be for that son to his mama, but now that it's monetized, everybody in the family gotta go pay government daddy to thank the mother that raised the children.
That's criminal, bro. That's satanic.
I gotta give my mama a card. I gotta go buy a Hallmark card for my mama. I gotta buy it for my auntie because she got kids. I gotta buy it for my grandmama.
Okay. Izzy, it takes the whole genuineness out of it. Like a handwritten note means something more than me going spending money, like making it lazy, like, and this is how through the years they made us not care about each other. I mean, we'll just spend $2 to have them type up something, and then we go give it. Like it has these things have no meaning. Nothing have any value anymore. This is why it has no value. Once they come in and put their little percentage in it, it has no value. It loses value. Now look at this.
What they type up real quick, Mr. Goodbread, you got 20, 30, 50,000 mamas getting the same letter, the same exact shit that they typed up.
Right. No genuineness, no uniqueness in it. Like, but we cool with that. We cool with that. But let me play that back because how they flipped the whole holiday. Like the drink was a religious. I'm telling you, like Easter, it's not in the Bible. Thanksgiving, their Thanksgiving is not in our basic instructions. You know what I mean? It's not in our basic instructions. Nowhere. You're not gonna find it.
With corn, codfish, and lobster. This 1621 harvest meal is now commonly thought of as the first Thanksgiving. Yet for later generations of colonists, New England days of Thanksgiving had little to do with the 1621 harvest festival. Theirs was a religious holiday, descended from Puritan days of fasting, prayer, and giving thanks to God. Every autumn, the governor of each colony would declare days of Thanksgiving for bountiful harvests, victorious battles, or drought-ending rains.
And that's where, guys, that's where you get the NFL swooping in, trying to sell their little product on the TV. You get the battle. You heard them, the battle. And now we get that football game, right? Don't we get a Thanksgiving football game that's supposed to represent the battle? You know what I mean? So it's like, they wicked, bro. They wicked. Don't give them attention, bro. Don't give your attention to these fools, bro. I know y'all asked yo, Mr. Gabriel, what y'all doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, Mrs. Gabriel gonna cook how she normally cooks. She cooks every day. You know what I mean? She gonna cook how she normally cooks. She's gonna add a little bit of extra. She gonna add a little bit of extra because we do have family that's gonna probably come over, and they, you know what I mean? Don't argue don't argue with your family. Don't try to red pill your family. You just keep a long distance. You keep distance. But if they come through, they come through. You just keep a distance from family, but don't try to red pill your family, bro. Trust me.
Bro, I didn't got invited to like 2-3 different houses. Yo, come over. We finna have a cookout. We gonna have a Thanksgiving. What you doing? I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. Oh, come over. Hey, fuck it. I'm finna come over. I'm sliding over. But what I'm like, the most important part of it is I've already been thankful for life. I've already been thankful for what God has given me. I thank God every day if I can, you know what I'm saying, for everything that I do have. So I take advantage of these days. Like, hey, you got some food? I'll come over. I'll be thankful for you guys. I appreciate you inviting me over. But we have to get to the core of what it really actually means. And is this what we're doing in the name of the Most High? Or are we just doing this based off of Hallmark or government daddy, et cetera, et cetera?
True story, bro. True story.
1777, the Continental Congress decreed that all 13 of America's colonies celebrate a national day of Thanksgiving that year in celebration of their victory over the British at Saratoga. By the mid-19th century, many states celebrated the holiday. However, the date could vary by weeks or even months. A determined magazine editor named Sarah Josepha Hale set about establishing a national Thanksgiving Day. She passionately believed that such a day would help unite a nation headed towards civil war. Hale began a one-woman letter-writing campaign, urging politicians to establish an annual day of Thanksgiving. Her efforts were finally rewarded by Abraham Lincoln, who saw the unifying potential of the holiday. In 1863.
This old hustler. This old hustler. He look just like Obama. This is Obama, yo. This Obama little brother. This Obama big brother, yo. This Obama big brother. Look
That
at
boy
Barack.
Uncle Sam. That boy Uncle Sam Thanksgiving. He taxed it.
Look at him.
4 months after the victory at Gettysburg, he declared the last Thursday of November to be Thanksgiving Day. By the 20th century, Thanksgiving was a welcome day of leisure from a 6-day work week. In the 1920s, the National Football League was formed. In an effort to boost
Yo, something about the 1920s for the life of me, okay? What was wrong with our economy in the 1920s, bro? Why did we try to hustle everybody in the 1920s, yo? Like, look, the NFL got in on it in the 1920s, and I'm gonna play something else that went down in the 1920s.
the National Football League was formed. In an effort to boost attendance, the fledgling Detroit Lions devised the concept of a Thanksgiving Day game. Parades also became a Turkey Day tradition, and department stores quickly saw their value as a kickoff to the Christmas shopping season. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade began in 1924, and year after year, millions of New Yorkers braved the cold to watch the festivities.
Easy.
Got him. Boo-boo the fools. Them bug them in the head, drag them in the stores, have them watching that. You know the stores is open, and then you get the sale signs. Then you got Black Friday, and come on, man.
Easy.
And this is the system. Like, all we doing is unraveling the system that y'all walk into every holiday. Every holiday. The only month they don't harass y'all is August. Cause they know y'all got to give them y'all kids in September. You know what I mean? But August is the only month. Some of y'all can't save a penny, a dollar, a crispy whole 4 quarters from January to August.
Hey,
most of all, Thanksgiving is about.
When was the I don't know if it was the first, but when was the Great Depression, quote unquote? Was that around that time?
I'm gonna look that up. But before we get to that, right? Hold on. I want to play that back.
I'll look it up.
I want to play that back because I wanted to play something that happened in the 1920s also, since we here cooking it up.
Century, Thanksgiving was a welcome day of leisure from a 6-day work week. In the 1920s, the National Football League was formed. In an effort to boost attendance, the fledgling Detroit Lions devised the concept of a Thanksgiving Day game. Parades also became a Turkey Day tradition.
So that's the 1920s. Now look at this joint.
The marriage license deception. This piece of paper, it's not what it seems. Did you know before 1930 people didn't need this? No state interference, no legal contract with the government. Before states took control, marriage was a private agreement. It was either a sacred ceremony in churches, a family arrangement, or even common law. The state didn't own marriage. In the 1800s, marriages were based on trust, community, and tradition. If a couple lived together and presented themselves as married, they were married in the eyes of society. Churches, not governments, sanctioned these unions. People didn't need permission from the state. When you sign this, you're not just committing to each other, you're inviting the state into your relationship. It's a 3-way contract. They dictate everything: taxes, property, even divorce. Instead of it being a sacred bond between two people, the state becomes the main joiner, deciding the terms. Before 1930, marriage was a personal, private affair, but as the state took control, marriage licenses became mandatory, turning a sacred bond into a legal contract. Now, the state has a say in who you marry, how you live, and how it ends. You can accomplish the same thing with a Holy Bible, a recorded date, and a visit to probe.
Yeah, it was I'm gonna read it off right now. The Depression of 1920 through 1921 was a sharp deflationary recession in the United States, United Kingdom, and other countries beginning 14 months after the end of World War I. So they was definitely money grabbing. They was money grabbing. They was money grabbing. They needed the people money. They needed the money from the people bad.
Mm-hmm.
So people was quite modest and people was quite conservative up until this point, guys, until they started to roll out tricks and dips. You know what I mean? So they started to get all these fancy appliances and then charge you for having to plug those appliances in. Yeah, you thought you was getting away. You thought you was being lazy. You went from you went from washing them goddamn dishes to dishwashers getting pushed on and marketed to you. And you thought you was being lazy, and all you was doing was consumerism. You was turning yourself into a slave again.
Yep.
That's what you did. Now you work for them. A lot of y'all in debt. The money you working for right now ain't even really yours because you working to pay back some shit you owed, and you don't even like what it is that you got all that debt for. You probably don't even own all what it is you got that debt for.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
A lot
And
of
it
y'all
makes sense too.
dudes, a lot of y'all dudes, y'all ran out here and y'all live in cities where it's transportation and y'all got cars and y'all know these thirsty ass parking tickets meters and y'all got all types of tolls and for no reason, yo. You knee deep, neck deep in bills, and how you ever gonna save the stack? Like, this is why you get so irritated when people start talking about money, because you a slave to consumerism, because you buy in, you done brought into the ways of the world, bro. You done brought in.
And,
I
and
know it hurt. Yeah,
it
okay.
makes sense too, because I'm looking right now at some research where it says, just real quick, guys, we got causes, effects, impacts, recovery. But I want to read the effects. It says the Great Depression resulted in high unemployment and poverty. That makes sense because during the 1920s, what people been doing? Spending money on bullcrap like Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever the case is. Reduced industrial production and widespread bank and business failures. So instead of y'all actually, investing or thinking business minded, well, I ain't gonna say you guys, but the people at that point, they were just focused on the propaganda that the government or whatever you want to call it, the powers that be, was giving them. So they were just spending their money willy-nilly. And on top of that, they control you guys like a puppet. So if you broke, then they get to control you again by throwing a quote unquote depression. So you did it to yourself if you really want to look at it. The Great Depression resulted in high unemployment and poverty, reduced industrial production, and widespread bank and business failures. So if we look at it, it's basically a result of us not really monetizing our money, but in fact, putting our money into something that's not going to give us a return. And that's what happened in the 1920s. That's basically what happened during the 1920s, because at the end of the 1920s, you see the result of what happened during that time. And I don't want to go too deep into that because we do got a show to do, but it just makes sense, man. It makes a lot of sense.
You're on fire right now, bro.
And department stores quickly saw their value as a kickoff to the Christmas shopping season. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade began in 1924, and year after year, millions of New Yorkers braved the cold to watch the festivities.
There we go.
Most of all, Thanksgiving is about family. With modern life moving faster than ever, Thanksgiving gives us a day to take a collective breath, reconnect with loved ones, and remember just how much we have to be thankful for.
Lie. That's a lie. No, that's a lie.
That was a whole cap, yo. That was a whole cap. But that's what they sell us on. That's why I played that one first. That's what they love to sell us on. Now let's get to the bottom of things. Let's get to the disturbing truth about the first Thanksgiving, y'all. And this is why we don't celebrate this. Everybody in my household know what this is. This story. This is a massacre, guys. This is a what they say, a genocide.
The disturbing truth about Thanksgiving that you never learned in history class. Most people love Thanksgiving. It's a time for families to get together and celebrate the holiday together. Most people will cook a turkey, sweet potatoes, green beans, plenty of delicious pies, especially that pumpkin pie. Good stuff. Well, the reason that
let you cook it.
Celebrate Thanksgiving is that we are commemorating the meal between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. Well, over the years, the holiday has gone from a celebration of this union to a celebration of watching football with the family and having fun. Every kid in school learns about the first Thanksgiving in class. We've been taught that in 1621, the first Thanksgiving took place. The Pilgrim Fathers gathered together to celebrate the first harvest in the newly settled land of Plymouth Country, which is now known as Massachusetts. The settlers decided to invite the Native Americans to the celebration to thank them for their help. They also wanted to make the Native Americans feel welcome. On the first Thanksgiving, they sat down for turkey, sweet potatoes, and pie. It sounds like a delightful story, right? But unfortunately, it's not all true. There are some disturbing truths about Thanksgiving that you probably did not learn in class. Squanto is a famous Tisquantum, and he had a lot to do with that first Thanksgiving. In school, we were taught that this Native American spoke English, which helped him to communicate with the English newcomers and translate to his fellow Native Americans. While that part of the story is true, it's not the whole story. Squanto.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. And we see this to this day. We see how they would take one monkey and they'll butter him up, give him everything, and use him to fool the people. The Diddy's in the world, the J's in the world, the celebrities. We see it all the time. Don't let it go over your head, guys. Where they will use one that look just like us, enslave them, get them scared. Know that if you go the other way, then we gonna get you. And then they'll use them to come calm us down, right? We start rioting. Here goes the black man. Here goes the black man to come in. And here goes Denzel. When shit really get tough, they send Denzel. But they done messed up. They done messed up. And Denzel done messed up now.
They send Squanto in there.
You know what I mean? Denzel done messed up now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But in any event, y'all know what I'm talking about. They send a guy out there to calm the people down. Calm your people down. Go ahead. You know what I mean? And that's how they do it. So they've been doing that. And they did that. That's the fabric of this. Now let's get back to it. But remember him, guys. Very important. Squanto. His name is Squanto. Squanto, guys.
Why
Don't
is his
forget.
name
Squanto.
so funny to me?
Squanto.
A lot to do with that first Thanksgiving. In school, we were taught that this Native American spoke English, which helped him to communicate with the English newcomers and translate to his fellow Native Americans. While that part of the story is true, it's not the whole story. Squanto did not spend his entire life in Plymouth Colony with his friends and family members. He also did not translate during the first Thanksgiving feast out of kindness of his heart. The reason Squanto was the only Native American who spoke English was that he had been enslaved and forced into servitude in England. When the English headed to his native land in 1619, they brought him along. They figured that he could help them speak to the people in his native tongue. Now, if you thought that Squanto was just a highly intelligent Native American man who helped open the lines of communication between the Milgrams and the other Native Americans, you were taught wrong. The story of the first Thanksgiving says that it was all peace and happiness during the first Thanksgiving feast. That's also not accurate. The Pilgrims didn't send out a happy invitation to the Native Americans asking them to join them for a meal. Massasoit, the Native American chief of the Wampanoag people, he was invited to the first Thanksgiving. He arrived at the feast with 90 of his men. Because the Native Americans were armed warriors, the Pilgrims decided that they had to do something as a show of force. So they fired their guns in the air to let the Native Americans know that they could fight if necessary. Not exactly the happy start to a dinner that we were taught in elementary school. Putting up a sign of force before dinner doesn't make for the most relaxing of meals. Now, our Thanksgiving menu today is said to be based on what the Pilgrims had and the Native Americans ate on that first Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, that part of the story is not true either. While there were wild turkeys in the area, they were not served during that meal. The Wampanoag people showed up with 5 deer to be cooked. So that means that we shouldn't be eating roasted turkey on Thanksgiving, not if we want it to be a legitimate, authentic Thanksgiving meal.
Man, we supposed to be having some lamb chops and stuff like that. And things, you know what I mean? What's going on, man? There was Zaddy, government saying, Zaddy, what's wrong with you? Where you get turkey at? Where you get the turkey at? And not for nothing, guys, I don't eat turkey. I don't like that shit dry as a motherfucker. Tomorrow we gonna have a whole chicken, and that's that. Call it a day.
It sounds like Squanto was in the words of Perfectly Imperfect, sound like Squanto was a mulatto house Negro.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what it sounded like it was.
Yes, sir. He was a perpetrator.
We should be eating
probably
venison.
Ain't know it though.
Also, sweet potatoes were not grown in the region at that time, so they couldn't have been served during the first meal either. And the settlers did not have flour or butter when they arrived in Plymouth Colony, so no dinner rolls. Without sugar or butter, we also couldn't have had those baked pies that were said to have been served at the first Thanksgiving dinner. No pumpkin pie? I mean, that's just not Thanksgiving anymore, is it?
And mind you, all that stuff gonna leave you in the hospital. That's the stuff that got people with high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes. You know what I mean, peep game? You see how so the original people wasn't eating all that. They wasn't eating all that sugar, all that salt, all that craziness that nowadays will put you in the hospital. This is what starts y'all off in the year, wild sluggish. So now you start 2025 off wild sluggish, all out of weight, all out overweight. You know what I mean? And now here you go. Now you on your journey. What's that strength that they be setting? What's that shit that they be setting? The goals for the next year. What's that drink they call it? I forgot, bro. But
they done, man.
Every year they
every year it's something else.
Every year they set them, and then by March it's over. By March after taxes is over. But in any event, guys, for real, y'all pay attention to how you end your year, man. Pay attention to how you, because it's designed and set up to have you fixed come January 2nd. You know what I mean?
Trust me, it's gonna be. Just give it like he said, man. Give it 3 months, guys. This shit ain't gonna be nothing. It ain't gonna be nothing.
Yo,
they're gonna be right back to regular program.
Devontae, good looking, bro. The resolution, the New Year's resolution. Every year they give a New Year's resolution, and by March it's over. Like, that shit crazy to me. Like, yo, come on, guys.
In school, we learned that the first Thanksgiving took place in 1621, so that the Pilgrims could thank the Native Americans for their hospitality and kindness. And it is a beautiful story, but it's not a true story. Many historians believe the first Thanksgiving took place many years later. And they also think the reason for the first meal was to mark the settlers' victory over the Pequot Native Americans. Now, if that's the case, the whole point of the meal was not to give thanks to one another. It was not about peace and harmony. It was about victory over the Native Americans. Today, we celebrate Thanksgiving on the third Thursday in November. That's not the actual day the first Thanksgiving took place. Thanksgiving wasn't even an official holiday until 1863, 200-plus years later, when Abraham Lincoln declared the first official Thanksgiving Day. It's believed that he chose this day to celebrate the Unionist Civil War victories. So how does that have anything to do with the first meal shared by the Native Americans and the Pilgrims supposedly in 1621? Well, unfortunately, nobody really knows the truth of that first Thanksgiving. The one thing we do know is that the history books got it wrong. When the Native Americans and the Pilgrims got together, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. So what are we celebrating then? Well, over the years, the holiday has become all about commercialism. Not quite to the level of Halloween or Christmas, but still. I mean, why else would the stores open their doors on Thanksgiving night to kick off Black Friday shopping? Am I right?
Oh, man.
Subscribe for more.
Man. Oh man, and that's absolutely correct. Devontae, absolutely correct. The resolution, perfectly imperfect. You're right about that. Blacks got the scraps. That was absolutely correct. And if you really look, like, because we ain't even get too deep into the history, but when you look at Thanksgiving and how these pilgrims, or whatever you want to call them, came into these Indians' territory, they actually killed them off and just started having sex with their women, and they started breeding with them and creating new nations. So maybe that explains why what he just said was true when he said Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving on 1863 as opposed to 1621. Okay, maybe they've been going to war for that whole time. Maybe they was in conflict for that time. Again, hey, perfect dog. Stop pulling it out my mouth. I like this guy, Good Bread. I really like him because he knows his history. That's where the smallpox came at, etc., etc. Okay, that's when they came in and started infiltrating these people with alcoholism, etc., etc. That's when the Vikings started coming in, and we all know the Vikings were the original. What do you call it? The original pirates. They came on ships and they came to take. They came to take, boy. They came to take stuff. So it's interesting how the dots are being connected. It's very interesting.
That's a fact. You see how it ties in to the betrayal. That gets us back to the betrayal of the Last Supper. And that what represents that meal, that last meal, this and what the government saying Zaddy have took and turned into what we now know as Thanksgiving, but the big betrayal. And it's a damn shame how they betrayed them Indians to take over what belonged to the Indians already, the Native
Right.
Americans.
And remember what they did was they regurgitated the race. They done took the women, deleted the chiefs, they deleted the leaders, they deleted the people that were in charge, and they took over the tradition. So when they took over that tradition, now all of a sudden, let's go back into Thanksgiving. All of a
That's a
sudden.
fact. That's a fact. Guys, so in conclusion, I need y'all to take a long look at the calendar, bro. Understand that this is November. We going into the last stretch. They got a 3-holiday money grab, cash grab. Don't you buy in. That could be the end of your 2025. As you know it, your 2025 could start out on the back end. You know what I mean? Pay attention, guys. You know what I mean? Pay attention to them calendars and stop conforming to the ways of the world. Okay, Izzy, you got anything you want to say on the way out?
For sure. Peace to the good breads. Peace to the good breads. Chat, y'all the winners tonight, man. I'm gonna say it. Chat, y'all are the winners tonight. I'm so happy to see that people are up to speed on the knowledge and what's really going on. I don't celebrate holidays. I don't celebrate holidays, aka holy days, because every day is a holy day to the Most High, according to what we read earlier. Now, of course, we can go into the real holy days that God ordained, but I don't celebrate holidays because these holidays are basically misconstrued days that we don't understand the historicity of. If you understand the history of what actually happened in these holidays, such as Christmas, when the Vikings actually came on ships and stole and brought back to their people what we call gifts, but they stole stuff and brought it back to their people. That's how Christmas started. So when you celebrate Christmas, you're celebrating bucktooth, disgusting, perverted rapists who came and stole crap and brought it back to their land. So you're celebrating pedophiles, you're celebrating thieves, you're celebrating robbers, you're celebrating murderers, etc., etc. So this is why I don't celebrate these holidays. That being said, I'm thankful for the chat tonight, man. I'm thankful for Mr. Goodbread tonight. I'm thankful for life tonight, and I hope you guys are thankful for that as well every day on a daily basis. I'm not eating no turkey tomorrow. I'm just going to eat good tomorrow. That's simply it. Brr.
That's a fact, guys. Don't let nobody tell you when to celebrate, bro. You celebrate every day, and you praise God every day. Y'all love y'all. Y'all wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Do not play with your life, guys. See y'all later.
Yeah.
From Harlem, New York. Put your cigarettes out and pull your panties out. Put your hands together. Mister. Good.